I never forget the day I found out the man I was talking to was already dead. It happened 2 years ago in a small town outside Lagos. I had just moved there for work, and I was still trying to get used to everything. One night, I stopped at a local pub. It wasn't busy, just a few regulars, and I noticed this man sitting alone by the corner. He looked normal, maybe late 20s, quiet but friendly. We got talking, and he told me his name was Daniel. Daniel said he'd just moved there too. He had a new job in construction and was trying to start over. He laughed about how hard life had been, but he seemed like a good bloke. Nothing strange. We spoke for hours, and he told me about his wife who had just given birth to their baby boy. He was proud, you could see it in his eyes. That night, we exchanged numbers. Over the next few weeks, I saw him often. Sometimes in the pub, sometimes just walking around town. Always the same, always friendly. But here's where it gets disturbing. One evening, after work, I went to the pub again, and one of the locals asked who I was waiting for. I said, Daniel, the guy who just moved here. Works in construction. The man frowned. Daniel who? I described him, down to the jacket he always wore. The whole pub went quiet. Finally, an older man said, You can't be talking about Daniel Harris. He's dead. I thought they were joking. But they weren't. The older man pulled out his phone, searched something up, and showed me a local news article. My blood ran cold. It was him. Same face, same name, same smile. The article said Daniel Harris had died in a car accident 6 months earlier, just a week after his wife gave birth. The crash was fatal. His wife and newborn son were still living in the town he came from, grieving. I remember my hands shaking. I told them it wasn't possible, that I'd spoken to him that same day. They insisted it couldn't have happened. But the more I protested, the more they looked at me like I was mad. I left that night feeling sick. I didn't sleep. The next morning, I went out, determined to find him again. And I did. He was at the bus stop, waiting. He smiled like always. But this time, when I blinked, just for a second, his face looked pale, sunken, almost wrong. I felt frozen. I finally managed to ask, Daniel, are you alive? He looked at me for a long time, and then quietly said, I just wanted to hold on. I couldn't leave them yet. Then he turned, got on the bus, and I never saw him. Later that week, I drove to his hometown. I didn't know what else to do. I found the house. I couldn't bring myself to knock, but I saw the window. Inside was a young woman holding a baby. That's when it hit me. He hadn't lied about his wife and son. He just wasn't meant to be here anymore. I never told her what I saw. What good would it do? But I'll never forget Daniel, or the way he still tried to live after death. It taught me something terrifying and sad at the same time. Some people don't even realize they're gone, and some refuse to let go.